All right, last year we made a prediction video. It only makes sense to go back and look at it and see how we did. How did we do? Did we get everything right? Did we predict the future? Are we soothsayers? Let's find out. All right, we predicted a bunch of stuff. Stuff about the hurricane season. We got stuff about space, movies, asteroids. But the first thing, obviously, what do you talk about first? You talk about the weather. Whenever you meet somebody, you talk about the weather. So that's what I'm going to talk about. We made a prediction about the hurricane season. And of course, as everyone knows, this hurricane season was one of the wettest on record. One of the wettest. Like thousands of hurricanes, almost 1 million hurricanes this year. So I'm going to count that one as correct. Predicted hurricanes. And we also got the names of the hurricanes right. Do you know how we got the names right of the hurricanes? Who can predict the names of the hurricanes? We got them right because nobody's going to go back and look at the old video to tell me I'm wrong. So I'm just telling you now, fact checked. We got the hurricanes right. Predicted. We also predicted there would be a Minnesota tornado. Guess what? One of the biggest tornadoes of the whole year was in Minnesota. How can you predict that? Minnesota tornado. Right. Now how about space? SpaceX. We said SpaceX was going to get to the moon. In their heart, they got to the moon because guess what? They're making the Starship, their spaceship that's named Starship, a very original name for its spaceship, Starship. They're making it moon ready, right? It's moon ready. In fact, they installed a pair of pants on that thing so it can moon. It's moon ready. All right, that's enough about space for the moment. We'll get back to it a little bit later. But right now we're talking about Hollywood. We're talking about movies. I'm telling you, we got so many of the predictions right about movies. Bill and Ted's. The new Bill and Ted's movie, we said it was going to be good and do well. Okay, it was good and it did well. It wasn't in theaters, or was it? It was in a few theaters, but it was pretty good. It did okay. We also made the astute prediction that Hollywood would bounce back. And guess what? They bounced back from the worst shutdown of Hollywood the world could ever imagine. They are bouncing back. Predicted. Oh yeah, don't forget Black Widow. We talked about that. Black Widow is doing really well in production. Just like all the other Marvel movies are doing really well in production. They haven't come out, but we predicted they would do well. Except we did predict that of the ones that came out, they wouldn't do well. And Wonder Woman, as you know, is kind of a turd. It's kind of a turd. And I predicted, this was me, I predicted that other movies that came out from Marvel. And don't tell me it's not Marvel, because guess what? Most people in the world don't know the difference between DC and Marvel. It's all superheroes. It's all superhero movies. I don't care if it's Marvel. I don't care if it's DC. It's all the same thing. No one else cares either. So I predicted right that the new Marvel movies, which Wonder Woman is a superhero movie, so it might as well be Marvel. It doesn't even matter. I don't even care. And neither does anybody else. Wonder Woman was a turd. And I predicted no one wanted to see it. Although a lot of people did go check it out on their HBO Max subscription because I guess it was like a free watch for people on HBO Max. But that's all right. People saw it. They didn't like it. People shut it off because it was dumb. Unfortunately, this next prediction, we're sorry we're right about it. We don't enjoy being right about something like this, but we did predict that a rapper would be shot. Just browsing through the news, there were several rappers shot. So unfortunately, in this prediction, we were also correct. And we are sorry that that is the case. The next prediction. We predicted that Trump would get a tan golfing. And guess what? He probably did. He goes golfing. You go golfing in the sun, you get a tan. That's the prediction. Predicted. We also said Biden would sniff someone. Guess what? Predicted. Prove me wrong. This one's an interesting one. This one's a fun one. We predicted that the U.S. would buy Greenland in 2021. 2021 hasn't happened yet, but guess what? I looked on a map, and the United States is by Greenland. It's been by Greenland for 1,000 years, and it's going to continue to be by Greenland in 2021. It's in the same continent, technically, so it's always going to be by Greenland. Predicted. These last couple are some of the most fun ones because we're talking about asteroids, we're talking about UFOs, we're talking about life on Mars. All right, what did we predict? We predicted there would be a lot of asteroids. This year there were over 100 asteroid flybys, and we're talking sublunar, between the Earth and the Moon. Between the Earth and the Moon, that's practically a hit. If this was Battleship, those asteroids would have sunk us. Think about that. They're aiming for us. These asteroids are playing solar battleship with us, so watch out. And obviously there are a bunch of UFOs, so that's predicted. And the last one, they discovered life on Mars. Do you know how I know? Maybe you didn't see it in any articles, but guess what? We paid NASA $50 to name a crater on Mars. And what did we name it? Life On. So now there's a life on Mars. All right. Now, we're going to be coming out with another prediction for 2021. Obviously, we're the best soothsayers. We're the best predictors. So come back to check out our prediction for 2021 if you want to know the future, because we got it right here. 2020 wasn't so bad. I mean, people learned the virtues of butt squirters and bidets because of the toilet paper shortage. So that's a plus.